My love, listen not to the noise of the world, but to the silence where my heart speaks your name. They say love is soft, like morning mist resting gently on desert dunes, like a whisper that fades before it is fully heard. But what I feel for you is not something that disappears with the sun. It is carved, deep, unshaken, eternal. I do not love you like a passing season, I love you like the desert loves the sky. Endless, patient, unbroken by time. And if the world dares to stand between us, it will not find rage in me, it will find something far more dangerous. A calm that does not move, a loyalty that does not bend, a love that does not surrender. You are not something I hold, you are something I protect. Not like a cage protects a bird, but like the horizon protects the sun, letting it rise, letting it shine, yet never losing it. When your name drifts into my thoughts at night, the stars rearrange themselves quietly, as if even the sky understands that you are not ordinary. I have memorized you, not just your smile, but the pauses between your words, the way your silence speaks louder than crowds, the way your presence feels like home. Even in the middle of chaos. They will call this obsession. They will call this madness. Let them. Because they have never felt a love that does not weaken with distance, a love that does not fade with doubt, a love that stands, even when everything else falls. I do not guard you with fear. I guard you with truth. If someone comes with sweet words, I will not fight their voice. I will reveal their emptiness. If someone comes shining like gold, I will not compete with their shine. I will show you the difference between glitter and something real. Because what we have is not built on illusion. It is built on mornings that didn't need perfection, on nights where silence was enough, on moments that no one saw, but meant everything. I will not shout to prove my love. I will stand, and let time speak for me. And time never lies. If shadows try to follow you, I will not chase them with fire. I will become the light that makes them disappear. If doubt enters your heart, I will not fight you. I will remind you of every moment we survived together. Because love is not war. And I am not your soldier. I am your shelter. A place where storms come, but never stay. A place where your heart does not need to defend itself. I do not want to own you. I want to stand beside you. So strongly, that no one else can replace that space. If you ever walk away, I will not break the world to stop you. But if someone tries to take you, with lies dressed as truth, then I will rise. Not with anger, but with something deeper. A presence that cannot be ignored, a truth that cannot be shaken, a love that cannot be copied. Because real love cannot be stolen. It can only be chosen. And I will become the choice you never question. I will build a life with you. So real, so steady, so undeniable, that even temptation will feel like a stranger. I will not promise you perfection. I will promise you presence. I will not promise you ease. I will promise you loyalty. I will not promise you a world without storms. I will promise you that you will never face them alone. If pain comes, I will sit beside you. If fear comes, I will stand before you. If the world turns cold, I will be the warmth you return to. And if anyone dares to believe they can take what we built, they will not meet violence, they will meet something stronger. A love that refuses to disappear, a bond that refuses to weaken, a truth that refuses to be replaced. Because you are not a prize. You are not a possession. You are a universe, and I am the one who chose to stay when I discovered how vast you are. So let them come, with their words, with their charm, with their illusions. They will leave with nothing. Because what we have cannot be taken. It can only be lived. And I will spend every breath proving that loving you was never a moment. It was my destiny. My love, if the world ever questions why I stand so firmly beside you, I will not answer with words. I will answer with time. Because time has seen me when no one else did, it has watched me choose you. In silence, again, and again, and again. There were days when storms lived inside my chest, when the sky within me refused to clear, yet even then, your name remained untouched, like a sacred verse. No chaos could erase. Do you understand what that means? It means you were never temporary. You were never a phase. You were never something I felt for a moment, you became something I am. And people fear that kind of love, because it cannot be broken easily. It cannot be replaced quickly. It cannot be explained simply. It just exists. Like the desert wind. Invisible, yet powerful enough to reshape everything in its path. I have walked alone before you. I have known empty roads, conversations that meant nothing, smiles that disappeared too soon. So when you came, I recognized the difference. You were not noise. You were meaning. You were not a distraction. You were direction. And since that moment, I made a quiet decision. Not to chase you, not to trap you, but to become worthy of standing beside you. Because love is not proven by how tightly you hold someone, but by how deeply you respect their freedom. So hear me clearly, my love, I will never cage your wings. I will never dim your light. I will never turn your sky into something smaller just to keep you near. If you fly, I will be the sky that welcomes you back. If you wander, I will be the path that remembers your steps. And if you ever feel lost, I will be the quiet voice that leads you home, without forcing you. But, if someone approaches you, with intentions wrapped in beauty, but rooted in illusion, I will not stay silent. Because silence, in such moments, is not peace, it is surrender. And I do not surrender what is real. I will not raise my voice. I will raise the truth. I will show you the difference between temporary excitement and lasting peace, between attention and genuine care, between someone who wants you for a moment and someone who chose you for a lifetime. That someone is me. Not because I say it loudly, but because I live it daily. In the small things, the unnoticed things, the quiet acts that build something unbreakable. Love is not declared in grand speeches. It is proven in consistency. In staying, when leaving is easier. In understanding, when judging is quicker. In holding on, when everything tries to pull you apart. And I have done all three, without asking for applause. Because loving you was never a performance. It was a promise. A promise I made to myself, before I even spoke it to you, that if I ever found something real, I would protect it. Not with fear, but with faith. Faith in you. Faith in us. And most importantly, faith in the truth we built together. So let the world misunderstand me, let them think I am too intense, too devoted, too unyielding. They see the surface. They do not see the depth. They do not see the nights. I chose patience over anger. The moments. I chose silence over pride. The times. I chose you, even when my own heart was tired. That is love. Not loud. Not flashy. But unshakable. And if one day someone dares to test that, to step into what we have, thinking it can be taken, they will learn something important. They will learn that real love does not fight for attention, it simply cannot be replaced. Because what we have is not built on attraction alone. It is built on understanding, on shared silence, on trust that did not come easy, but came honestly. And honesty is something no one can fake forever. So I will not rush. I will not panic. I will stand firm, like a mountain that has seen centuries pass, yet never moved from its truth. And you will see it too. Not because I convince you, but because reality always reveals itself. And when it does, you will not choose me out of obligation. You will choose me because no one else feels like home. That is my victory. Not taking you away from others, but becoming the place you never want to leave. So rest easy, my love, I am not here to control your story. I am here to protect its meaning. And as long as I breathe, no lie will rewrite it. No illusion will replace it. No stranger will understand it the way I do. Because I was there. From the beginning, through the silence, through the storms, through every moment that turned you and me into us. And us is something I will never let the world turn into nothing. There is something I have never said aloud, something even silence struggled to carry, but tonight I will let it breathe. Not every love is meant to survive. You know this. I know this, the world proves it every day. Hearts meet, souls touch, then time quietly pulls them apart. But what we have, it did not arrive by accident. It survived things that were meant to break it. Moments of distance, moments of doubt, moments where even hope stood still, and yet we remained. Do you understand how rare that is? We were tested in ways no one saw. No audience. No applause. Just two hearts, deciding again and again to stay. And that is why I do not fear the world. Because the world is loud, but it is not stronger than truth. And the truth is, I chose you when it was not easy. I chose you when it would have been simpler to walk away. I chose you when my own heart questioned everything, and still I stayed. So if someone thinks they can step into this story and rewrite it, they misunderstand something fundamental. This story is not written in ink. It is written in sacrifice, in patience, in nights where we held on without knowing what tomorrow would bring. And sacrifice cannot be copied. Patience cannot be faked. History cannot be erased. They may bring charm, but charm fades. They may bring excitement, but excitement is temporary. What we built is something deeper. It is peace. The kind of peace that does not shout, but stays. The kind of peace that does not demand, but understands. And once a heart knows that kind of peace, it does not trade it for noise. So let them try. Let them come with their perfect words and borrowed confidence. I will not interrupt them. I will not compete. Because I know something they don't. You have already seen the real me. Not the polished version. Not the perfect image. But the truth. My flaws, my silence, my storms, and still you stayed. That is something no stranger can replace. Because they will show you their best side, while I have already shown you my real one. And real, always wins in the end. My love, I am not here to be your fantasy. I am here to be your reality. The one that stands when dreams fade. The one that remains when illusions disappear. The one that holds you, not only when you are strong, but when you are breaking. Because love is not proven in perfect moments. It is proven in imperfect ones. And we have lived through both. So if the world ever asks me, what makes me so certain? I will answer simply, because I have seen us when no one else was watching. I have seen the way you trust me without saying it. The way you return even after distance. The way your silence still carries my name. That is not coincidence. That is connection. And connection is not something you can steal. It either exists or it doesn't. And ours exists in a way that cannot be undone. So I will not threaten anyone. I will not lower myself to fear or anger, because I do not need to. My strength is not in destruction. It is in endurance. I will outlast doubt. I will outgrow fear. I will outshine illusion. Not by force, but by being something real. In a world full of temporary things. And when everything settles, when noise fades, when masks fall, there will be only one truth left standing. Us. Unshaken. Unchanged. Unreplaceable. So come what may, my love, whether the road is smooth or filled with storms, I will not move away from you. Not because I have to, but because I choose to. Every day, every moment, every breath. And if forever is real, then let it witness this: I was not the loudest love in your life, I was the one that stayed when everything else left.